We have array.js. Array. Okay, hold on, let me see. Array.js, okay. So node array.js. Okay, before that, let's save this. So we have this. So you can see cars, you have the square bracket, then you have the index of the first element inside the array. And the element with the index 0 is Honda. So when we do console.log of cars with the index 0, we get Honda. Now let's change the index. Let's change the index to, let's say, 2. That means this is 0, 1, 2. So Benz will be displayed. So let's save this. Come here and run the script. So you can see that Benz. You can see Benz. Now, so this is how to display. Okay, if you want to see the element that has a particular index, this is how to do it. The name of the array, then the square bracket, and the index that you want to display. And to do that, in this case, we use console.log to do that. Now, another thing we need to look at is changing values of elements in an array. That's another thing I want to demonstrate here. Changing values of elements in an array. So let's do that. Now, if I want to change, let's do this. So let's say I want to change the value of Benz. Okay, all I need to do is the name of the array, square brackets, with the index of the vehicle I want to update. Then I want to update Benz with, let's say, G-Wagon. Okay. Now, after updating it, then I can now do console.log. Okay. Cars. Now, after updating, if I run the script, what I will get is instead of having Benz, I'll be having G-Wagon. So let's save and run the script. So you can see, in place of Benz, we now have G-Wagon in the array. So we've replaced Benz with G-Wagon. So this is how to update elements in an array. This is how you update elements in an array. Now, we can update, okay. Now, let's look at adding elements to an array. The next thing I want to talk about is adding elements to an array. Now, here we have 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 elements, but if I can decide to add more elements to this array, how do we do that? So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to use, okay, let me remove this. To do that, we'll say cars dot push. Okay, dot push. Then the elements we want to add. Okay, so let's add the element. The first one I'm going to add is I'm going to add a G-Wagon. I'm going to add let's add a Honda, Toyota, Benz, Ford, G-Wagon. Okay, Land Rover. Land Rover. Okay. So as you can see, we use the dot push function. Okay, we use the dot push function to add elements to an array. So now let's save and run. Let's run this. So you can see, instead of having an array of 4 elements, now we have an array of 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So the length of this array is 6, while over here the length is 4. Okay. Before the addition, let me do this so that you can compare and see the difference. Okay. So let's save and let's do this. Let's clear. So we have this. So you can see the difference now. Okay. In the first array, you have 4 elements, while in the second array, you have 6 elements. So in JavaScript, if you want to add an element to an array, you use the dot push function, the dot push function. So what you do is the name of the array, which is cars, you now do dot push, then the elements you want to add to the array, G-Wagon, Land Rovers. Okay, so this is how to, so now let's talk about deleting, removing an element inside an array. Okay, removing an element that is inside an array. How do you go about doing that? You use the dot pop method, the dot pop method. So now let's look at how that plays out. So, okay. Okay. So let's add this here. So G-Wagon, Land Rover. So that is what we have. Okay. Then now let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, just watch. Now, to delete an element in an array, we use the dot push method. Now with this, the last element in the array is deleted. The last element in the array is deleted when you use this. When you run this, the last element in the array is deleted. Okay, so you don't use dot push, you use, sorry, pop. That's what you use. Dot pop method, that is dot pop, then the parentheses. So, but if you now want to delete from this array, you use the name of the arrays, you now do dot, then pop, then the parentheses. So now let's see how this plays out. So we are going to run the script now. So you can see the first array is the complete, has the complete element in it. Then by the time we run cars.pop method, you can see the last element in the array is now deleted. Land Rover is no longer among the list, the items in the list. Okay, so that is how to delete an element in an array. Then let's see what else do we have. Now, the deleted element, we are now going to add it to a variable. Okay, you've deleted the element Land Rover. It's good to always keep record of what has been deleted. So to do that, we are going to assign this. We are going to assign it to a constant. So we say to a variable, deleted cars. Okay. So at least with this, we will get to know the cars that has been deleted. So let's do that now. Let's do that now. Uh, But we need to do this. We need to do this. Okay. Let's do the console because we need to log it to the console. Console.log deleted cars. Okay. So what's going to happen here is that we'll display the array, the cars array. The cars array will be displayed. After that, okay, we are going to